Welcome back, everyone. This week we are talking about a 1975 cult classic, the Rocky Horror Picture Show. It's a very big deal around Halloween. It has a massive cult following and like a big event that they put on at a lot of places, especially colleges, most Halloween. It's one of Tim Curry's breakout roles, if I remember correctly. It's a musical. It's adapted from his 1973 stage musical. And it's just weird, to say the least. But I love it. It is an event that I have done for the past 5, 6 years now. But so yeah, I was sad that I couldn't get everyone to. I couldn't like provide the environment to get the most out of it for both of y'all. But I was able to do the movie.
Yeah, I will say 100% when I brought up this movie, specifically to my aunt, she's like, "Oh, they should be doing an event somewheres around that time, this time of year." And I'm like, "I just missed it." She's like, "Well, dang, that's how you really get involved into this movie and get more of an understanding for it."
Yeah.
But
Were you able? Did you able to look up anything before?
no, not really. I just didn't
Um,
have the time. So I just watched the movie. I understand it enough, but it still confuses me, I suppose, is the best way to put it.
mhm,
It's
mhm.
just a lot going on, and the plot is quite convoluted. But overall, I I enjoyed it for the most part. It's something I'm going to have to do more research in to get an understanding of the culture of this film. I feel like once I do that, I'll understand the film better and get more of an appreciation for it.
Mhm.
But all in all, I enjoyed it. I thought the musical numbers were pretty good too. It was just really weird. Probably the most off the wall movie I think I've seen.
Yeah, just bizarre bonkers.
Yeah. I would I'm trying to think how I want to rate it. And it's really difficult because it's just such an odd movie. I'm gonna stick with what I originally thought after I saw the movie. I'm gonna give it a 6 for now because I'm like, to me, it's better than a 5, but I don't understand it enough to give it anything higher.
You
Uh,
never will.
I know I never will, but I feel like if I get more of the culture and more of the background, just a little bit, I'll have more of an appreciation. It might go up, but right now it's a solid 6.
Andrew, do you want to give a rating?
I'm gonna have a really hard time giving it a rating because I haven't seen the movie by itself
Okay.
in a long time. It's always been with all of the hullabaloo
Fair.
as a standalone movie. It really depends on what scale I'm rating it at. My personal enjoyment, like a 10. I love this movie. It's one of my top favorites. Um, as a standalone movie, as a piece of cinema, ooh, that instantly takes a nosedive. As like a piece of cinema, it's like a 3, 4.
Yeah.
Um, it's all even if you want to judge it from like the sake of it's weird to be weird. Like it's nigh unfollowable and things just happen. And I mean, some people and like a lot of times that's the purpose. Low budget, obviously, still just a lot of fun. So as a piece of cinema, pretty low. As a movie that's fun for the sake of being fun and weird, that's like a good 6. Um, it did what it set out to do, and so like it all depends.
I rated mine more on like how I personally felt because this movie to me is such a cluster of a whole bunch. I'll just go on how I feel as I enjoyed the movie or how I feel as I watched the movie for this one.
I did not enjoy this film, as Andrew predicted. I'm gonna rate it because I know me and Andrew we talked yesterday about it
Hmm.
and everything. I'm gonna still give it what I was originally gonna give it. I'm gonna give it a 2 After hearing what Andrew said, I'm still gonna give it a 2. I don't know any of that, like that sort of experience you were talking about. I have no idea what that is, and I don't know what to
Mhm.
expect of that. I wouldn't know how to rate it based on that. As far as the film goes, you could tell it was cheap, especially during the scene where they go to kill Eddie, I believe is his name, and
Yep.
they turn away from him being killed. I guess they just didn't have the money to do that or pull that off effectively. It felt like a decent script from a play, which is what I brought up to you, and then you found out that it actually was from a play, and I didn't know that.
Mhm.
That was just my guess. I like the criminologist, and that's about it. I thought he was funny when he was like interrupting in the middle of like tender moments and stuff. I think the thing that I I don't quite understand, it felt like they didn't have a way that the plot was going to go or didn't know what to do with the movie, so they just threw in aliens with it as
Mhm.
sort of a let's try and tie up the loose knots kind of deal. That's just what it felt like. I could very well be wrong, and I know you said earlier, Andrew, that they do weird for the sake of being weird, but that just, to me, that also felt kind of lazy to do it that way as well, as far as like story wise goes. Yeah, I'm debating on how much I should talk about this because we did it under strain. So
I mean, was it about this movie?
yeah, Andrew wanted to hear
Okay.
my thoughts on it, and then we kind of discussed a few of the things. Like he talked about how like the whole process goes of that was mainly what he talked about. Was I gave my one or two takes. I gave my little spiel on it about like all the sexual perversions that this movie has, and how like you can kind of like see, like if you really dive into it, you could kind of
Mhm.
see some form. You could kind of make the case for pedophilia being in this movie, and kind of incest also being in this movie with the brother and sister transvest. I don't know what they are anymore. What are they, like transsexuals from Transylvania? Is that it?
Yeah. It's
One
just a
thing I
different style of humor.
Yeah, I will admit there were times I did laugh, but it was like when the criminologist was just randomly cut away to the criminologist dancing. Like that was the part where I was like, I did not expect that. That was good. But
Yeah.
I can't really think of any other like humorous moments, if that makes sense.
I understand. It's not for everyone.
Yeah, I don't know about this film. I really just don't.
It's just a whole bunch going on at
Yeah,
once that just doesn't seem to make sense.
it's like chaos in a movie
Yes.
that they try to make a plot
Yes.
out of.
And honestly, that's
Yes.
really what I enjoyed about it. I enjoy the chaos. I enjoy watching chaos. Let me rephrase that.
I'm a Scorpio. How could I not?
If you want to hear more about me and Andrew talking about this film, go watch our Unrestrained video that'll come out either that'll come out sometime after this film,
I would
after
think
this
so.
after this episode. So go watch that. Andrew gets into the whole how they put the SS on their heads and give them armbands and kick out all the Jews. It's a lot of fun. I'm just kidding.
Andrew,
Just
how could you?
making out while they put dildos
Sorry?
on their heads. It's interesting, and I don't know.
I said that. That I did say that.
I'm gonna.
We broke Zach. That was awesome.
What is, in your opinion, the most enjoyable part of this movie, Andrew?
Everyone being in on it together, and everyone who's in on it popping the cherries of all those who are not in on it. And just like everyone in the audience doing all the callbacks together, and
Yeah,
then that one random guy who knows all the really obscure callbacks that has just the greatest jokes throughout the entire movie. It's great.
I know. I'm gonna have to go with you on like one of the next events or whatever.
You might
Eye
want to
out for
watch
it.
the Unrestrained episode, Zach, before you go with Andrew, so
I
you kind
will
of know what to
go. I will
expect.
listen. I will listen. I will be prepared. Thank you, everyone, for listening, watching, just being with us for this adventure of this movie. Um, I hope you enjoyed the movie. Got something out of the movie. Whatever that is. If you did manage to find something out about this movie, let me know because I don't know what you learned.
Did this awaken
Hey,
in something in you? Let us know.
yeah, sure. Join us next week as we watch the new Black Adam movie. Wish us the best of luck, Godspeed, all that. I don't know. Enjoy yourselves.